I got my little evolution of the Hawaii surfboard mug right here for the coffee. Obviously, I got this on my most recent trip to Hawaii, and honestly, since I got back, I don't think I've drank coffee out of any other mug. It was this one and the other mug that I got from the Hasegawa General Store. That's been my only two. Oh man, hopping right into this, guys. Just like the title of the video says, this was not an easy decision to make, but it was definitely necessary, I think. And I feel like it's a decision that a lot of creatives, content creators, YouTubers in general struggle with, especially in the beginning stages. So I kind of want to talk about it and share my experience and hopefully give you guys a little bit of like your own boost to like just get out of your head with it. The topic of today's video definitely revolves around not limiting yourself. And I feel like a lot of creatives do exactly that. I feel like they limit themselves mainly because when you're first starting out, one of the main things that you always hear is you need to pick a niche. You need to select something that you want to talk about, that you're passionate about. And you need to stick with that. You need to talk about that and make videos on that and make content on that, because that's what's going to help you, work with the algorithm. That's what's going to help you find, your right people or whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, inevitably, it's always like pick a niche. And while I do think that picking a niche is somewhat involved, somewhat important, and can be useful if you really are like focusing on just wanting to make that one thing, I feel like it's also very detrimental, because it can be misunderstood. Like myself as a small creator and as a YouTuber, one of my biggest struggles is getting in my own head and thinking that if I incorporate something that doesn't align with this niche, then it's just not going to work. Like the video is not going to get any views. No one's going to watch it. No one cares about it, blah, 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 And truth be told, you really shouldn't be creating from that space anyways. But let's be honest, there's always an element of that tied in there. So naturally, what that causes is friction. It causes you to stop. It causes you to have resistance, whether it's mental or maybe even physical, to picking your camera up, turning it on, and making the video. And that's the bad part. That's the part that trips so many people up, and inevitably, like as small as it is, really can change your entire course of like what you do. And yesterday was like a really, really big moment of that for myself. I wrestled back and forth with myself on wanting to include more camera stuff on this YouTube. And the whole debacle, summing it up in like 60 seconds, is I have myself, which is me, cheers, right now, as Camera on Vlogs, and then I have myself as Mindsville Media, which is, that's the name of my company, that's my production company, and that is everything photography, that's everything videography, that's everything that has to do with cameras. So for a while I separated the two, and I just put all my photography, videography stuff, no matter what it was, on my business, and anything else, my food, my travel, my coffee chats with you guys, whatever it may be, on my personal. And that was that, and I just left it at that. But there was something that just kept like, I don't know, it just kept like gnawing at me. It kept like itching, because it just didn't feel right. And when it came down to it, whenever I would post stuff on Mindsville Media, I noticed that it felt natural, but I also always took on like a certain persona, which, it's to be expected. That's my professional work-related account, so I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna come clean and correct on that. But there's a lot of instances where I'm just out being Camera on Vlogs, and it's not like that photography or videography bug just like disappears and it only appears in the corporate world. Like, y'all, that's my bread and butter. Like, cameras are like one of the main things that I like obsess over and talk over like all the time. It's literally to the point where like sometimes I will literally just carry around my action camera like just in my hand or like in my pocket, just because it's like I just want to have the camera. And I know that's weird. I know that's like, okay, a little obsessive, but it just is what it is. That's me, man. I love like just having a camera on hand. I love looking through the little viewfinder. I love playing with different images and clips and stuff like that. Like sometimes I'll spend a whole day like recording stuff on my Action 5, not post any of it. I'll just look at it through the Mimo app and play around with the different filters and stuff like that. All of that to say, cameras, no matter what capacity they are always on my brain. It's a part of me, you know? But because I had selected travel, food, and daily vlogging as my, I guess my niche, so to speak, that really put like a mental block in my head of like, oh, okay, like we don't talk about cameras over here. We keep that on the hush hush. Anything camera related, we talk about that on Mindswell Media, and maybe I try to like push them over there, and I push them over, and it's like, oh man, it became this huge, exhausting, overwhelming game of just basically trying to run 2 social medias at once. But if I really step back and look at it, it was like running 2 versions of myself at once. And that, man, that is like, you gotta have a lot of energy for that. You know, you gotta have a lot of energy of that. I think it's easier when, you know, the business is actually separate from you, because you're not like internally splitting yourself. But if you are someone who is like in our space, you know, who's a photographer, videographer, or a content creator, a vlogger, whatever, there's probably a very similar situation that is either going on in your head or has gone on in your head at the very least. So that's the whole point of this. Like I said, for all of yesterday, I wrestled with this, and I literally didn't get any work done. I was like paralysis by analysis in my head, like just trying to think through this, because I am so engrossed with what I love to do as my personal stuff, like for my vlog and everything, but I'm also obviously so dedicated and engrossed with my work, and I was trying to find a bridge to those gaps. So I'm going to tell you guys the secret. The bridge to the gap is literally, if you have a personal account, or if you just have an account in general, I feel like, and you just started out, I think that you should post everything. Like, screw the advice on picking a niche. Screw the advice on if you post about 1 million things, like no one's gonna care. Screw that, bro. Like, maybe that applies a little bit later down the line, or maybe that applies to certain circumstances, but I really think and believe that we should share every aspect of ourselves. You never know who's watching. You could have a fan base, for example, that is interested in cars or something like that, right? And so if you only make content about cars, then yeah, people are going to follow you for cars. But you may also have a huge interest in tech in general, you know, like maybe laptops or computers or whatever it may be. And you never know, dude. Half these people who are following you for automobiles and cars and, you know, all that type of stuff, whatever it may be in that space, if they figure out that you like, you know, working with computers, or you like coding, or you like reviewing different, you know, new pieces of tech that come out and stuff like that, bro, you could explode your audience. You could explode the amount of people that you could connect with. You could meet so many new faces and like just people online through a community that you would have never tapped into if you didn't just start talking about it. So what I want you guys to walk away from this with is, don't limit yourself, because what you're doing is you're restricting your full authenticity, your full personality from shining through on your channel. And that, I feel like, is one of the most important things when it comes to making YouTube content. I am by no means a guru. I'm by no means a, you know, professional in the sense of like being a YouTuber or anything like that. But I will say that as I have grown on my little small content creator journey, I've picked up a lot of info and a lot of knowledge. And one of the most prominent things that I have seen in my little short spout of actually trying to post more consistently, actually trying to develop and grow as a creator and stuff like that, one of the common themes that I have seen is that every time that I am more myself, it always gets a positive response. Now, that positive response may not be in the form of numbers. It may not be like, oh, the video went viral. Sometimes it is, but other times it's in the form of like something that I feel like is more genuine. It's like a genuine connection. Something I feel like is more valuable. It is a genuine connection. Like, I will get like a comment or 2 comments of people being like, wow, this was really cool, or like, man, I love that you did this was so awesome, I resonate with that. And that stuff right there is, again, I feel like the entire point. Like, you can get a video that goes viral, and yes, you'll have the numbers, yes, you'll have the views and stuff like that, but like, bro, like, if nobody cares, nobody cares. It's just the algorithm pushing your stuff out. And at the end of the day, virality doesn't mean you're gonna get followers. It doesn't mean you're gonna get loyalty. It doesn't mean you're gonna, really get anything out of it other than virality. But when you have people who come to you for you, that is like, man, I'm seeing that real time in my stuff and in so many other YouTubers that I follow's stuff. And it is just so powerful and rewarding. It feels great when you do it. It's not like we're doing it just to like, for the sake of building the audience. Like, I promise you, you will feel so much better about an audience that is there for you, as opposed to them just being there because like you follow some viral trend or something like that. Man, need some coffee. Think about that and let that like sink in for a second, because the whole point is like, they're not gonna find you if you're not being yourself. It's really that simple. Like, they are not going to find you if you are not being yourself. How could they? They're not going to see it, That's a tough thing to do. It's a very tough thing to do. It's tough as it is to turn on the camera and talk to it and let a conversation flow and show different quirks and, traits of your personality. All that stuff is tough. But like, really letting people in, really showing all those things of yourself without care, and like, on top of that, like, being just proud of it, being vulnerable and just opening up and like, yo, this is me. Like, that is tough stuff to do, guys. That's tough. But man, it feels so good when you're able to like pull that off. It's so freeing. I feel like that's the best thing to describe it as. Is like, it's insanely freeing. And it's freeing for you. You won't feel any type of like friction. Like, I don't feel friction when I like pick up the camera now. I know it's only been like a day or so, but like, the amount of ideas that have been popping into my head freely is just like, it's unlimited, dude, because I'm using every part of myself, But then also, I feel like for your people, whoever it is that you're supposed to connect with and stuff like that, they are gonna love you so much for just every part of you, every weird part, every hidden part that you want to try and keep hidden away. Like, they're gonna love all that stuff about you, every little interest that you have, everything. They're gonna love that stuff. So yeah, I think that kind of sums it up. If you are a creator, if you're a YouTuber or a videographer, photographer, whatever it may be, if you're a whoever out there and you are trying to get over this type of like mental rut, this type of little hiccup, dude, I've been there. I was literally there yesterday, and I'm telling you, like, you're not alone in it. It's tough, but man, you can take it from me. You'll start to see more photography, videography stuff on this channel. It's not going to be like tutorials or anything like that, because again, like, in this space, that's not necessarily me. Maybe in my production company one, if you guys want to go follow that, then yeah, you can check that out, and I'll drop some more in-depth technical type of things, and I'll teach you guys how to use that. But really over here, it's like, you'll start seeing me just having fun. I want to do photo walk vlogs. I have not done a photo walk vlog, and I've held off from the idea like several times over, and it's like, why? Like, I'm sure all of us have that. I'm sure right now there's plenty of us who are sitting on an idea that we're like, man, that would be so fun to film. That'd be awesome to throw in there. And it's like, bro, do it. Like, why not? Just do it. Just do it. Unless you have a channel that's like specifically tuned for like, yo, I've built a massive audience that is reliant on this type of information or this type of video, then yeah, okay, you should probably stick with that, because again, like, that's what you've built it to be, But if you're just a small YouTuber, or if you're someone who has more of your personal self involved in your stuff, like, just do it, man. Just do it. And that's that. I think that's everything. Got it all out. Is there anything else that I want to share? No, I don't think so. I think the message has been sent. Yeah. Do you. Show every part of yourself. And watch the magic happen. You're going to feel great. You're going to find so many people who resonate with you and who love you for you, which is dope. And yeah, it's going to bring a smile to your face, like it's bringing one to mine right now. So that's it. If you made it this far in the vlog, as always, I appreciate you watching. If you feel so inclined, hit that notification bell and that subscription button so you can stay tuned for future videos, especially my Hawaii ones. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My Hawaii vlogs are dropping. I feel like these are going to be some of the most fun vlogs that I have ever made in my entire life. I made an intro for them. I am taking a whole different approach to like how I want to structure those, all that stuff. So again, if you want to stick around and stay tuned for those videos, I'm dropping those literally within the next like week or two. So I'm very excited and I think you guys will really enjoy them. But yeah, as always, there's plenty of room for all of us and my little corner of the internet. So with that, I will bid you adieu. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Hope this video helped. I'll catch you guys in the next one.